Hello, gorgeous ladies. Michelle Kuzmic with the Priority Project. I am a productivity coach. In short, it is my intention to help you create the life that you've been dreaming of through clarity and planning and implementing structure into your life. As well as dealing with all the mental stuff that comes up. And that what makes me a little bit different is I don't just go through the black and white, do this, do this, do this. We deal with a lot of the things that come up that hold us back. I truly, truly believe if you want to have a successful life, there's two things that you need to manage well. The first is going to be your time and your priorities, and the other is going to be your mind. Okay, so if we can get both of those working pretty fluently, we're going to be in good shape. Lots going on here. In November, I will be doing a workshop on why balance is a myth and what to do instead. That is for a women's networking group. If you're interested in attending that, I can get you a free ticket. Would love to have you come. It's a virtual event. The other is in the direct sales industry, which is very near and dear to my heart, and that is a workshop on growth and money mindset. So I'm really excited about both of those. Also in November, you're going to see the launch of my very first planner, the 2021 Priority Project Planner that I am so excited about. I'm not going to give you all the details yet because I'm still finalizing them, but if it's something that if you like planners, if you like planning, or if you need planning, this is going to be something you're going to want to invest in. It's going to be a limited promotion for the month of November. And if you want it, that's going to be the time that you need to jump on it because it's going to be as cheap as it ever will be. Anyway, so I wanted to get right on to today's topic. I told you in the beginning that I really like to focus on the mental stuff that's holding us back. And one of those things that holds us back a lot is guilt. And we as women can feel guilty about everything. Okay, we can feel guilty because we didn't have our kids eat, 4 vegetables and 3 fruits yesterday. We can feel guilty that we went and got a massage. We can feel guilty that we bought ourselves something. So we have a lot of guilt going on. And here's why it's important to let go of that guilt, because until you can let go of the guilt, you are never truly going to be able to enjoy your life. Now, I don't believe in systems without support, so I have a system for you and I have some support for you over in my Facebook group. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. Just like everything else in life, no matter what you want to do, it all starts with the decision. So you have to make the decision that you are not going to feel guilty anymore, and I'm going to help work you through that. Now, so let me read to you because I did notes today and sometimes I just wing it. I want you to grab your journal and I want you to write down this definition of guilt, okay, because this is going to be important. And here is where the shift begins. Guilt is the fact of having committed a specified or implied offense or crime, okay? So once you get that written down, again, guilt is the fact of having committed a specified crime or implied offense. Okay, so once you get that written down, again, I want you to underline the word fact because that's important here. Then I want you to write down what it is you feel guilty about. All right, so line 1 is going to be the definition of guilt according to Webster's, or in this case, Google. And line 2 is you writing down what you feel guilty about. And we're just going to use something simple right now. I feel guilty because I don't cook dinner for my kids 7 days a week. All right. So once you do that, on line 3, I want you to write down the crime or offense you committed by not doing that. And we're looking at facts right now. So, for instance, if you didn't cook for your kids all week long and they didn't eat at all, that's a crime. It's called starvation. Okay, that's punishable. If you went to McDonald's 5 nights last week, that's not necessarily a crime. Okay, so write down what your actual crime was. Okay. All right, so we got the definition on line 1, what you feel guilty about on 2, and the cold hard fact of what crime or offense you committed when you were doing the action that made you feel guilty. Okay. Number 4, you are going to ask yourself this question. If you had changed your actions, would the world be a better place? All right. So, and again, we're using a real basic kind of thing right now, feeding our kids 7 days a week. But if you had cooked for your kids 7 days last week instead of eating out or whatever it was, had them eat leftovers or whatever thing, would the world truly be a better place? Probably not. Same goes for if you treat yourself to a massage. I had someone in my Facebook group recently tell me they felt guilty because they left their kids at home, and I think they were with a sitter or something. But then they felt guilty and they ran and got a massage, and then they ran right home, came right home. What is so bad about that? Like, what crime or offense did you create by doing that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Here's the key. You have to identify where that source of guilt came from. All right, what are your specific triggers? Okay, so we'll go back to the food analogy, cooking for your kids. If you grew up in a home and your mom cooked for you 7 days a week and you feel like to be a good mother, you have to cook for your kids 7 days a week, that could be a trigger for you. But then I want you to ask yourself, is that true? All right. For instance, my grandmother, I grew up with her when I was a teenager, and she got up every morning and she cooked my grandfather dinner or breakfast. She packed his lunch, and then she made dinner a hot meal every single night. Okay. I could get triggered because I feel like I'm not doing what a woman's supposed to do because of the way I grew up. Now, that is definitely not the case with me because I am definitely team McDonald's, team Wing It, as far as when it comes to dinner, but that is not my gift. So everybody has their own gifts. I was not put on this earth to be a housewife. Okay, that was not what I'm here for. My gifts are helping other women grow their businesses, manage their life, enjoy it. That is my calling. It was not my grandmother's calling. Does it make either one of us right or wrong? Absolutely not. My grandmother didn't work outside of the home. That was all she did, was take care of us. And we were blessed for it. But does that mean that my kids aren't going to be blessed because I'm not doing the same thing? Absolutely not. So figure out where the guilt is coming from. If you're feeling guilt about spending money on yourself, it could be that your mom felt guilty for spending money and just the mentality got passed down. Figure out what it is. And then the last question I want you to ask yourself is, if you change your behavior, is it really going to make a big difference? Okay, does it really matter in the big scheme of things? If so, what specific actions can you take to change? All right, so let's talk about, and again, we're using a basic example of cooking for my kids 7 days a week because that is totally not me. So at the end of my time on this earth, I want my kids to say their mom loved them well. I want women to say that I made a difference in their life, that I had a positive impact. In no shape or form Is that contingent on me cooking dinner for my kids every night? Okay, so kind of work backwards through this process about where the guilt comes from and if there's truly a reason to feel guilty, or if maybe it's just something that you've believed all your life, but that's not serving you anymore. Okay, if whatever it is you feel guilty about needs to change, then sit down and list 3 specific things that you can do to change your actions. And I'll go back to the kids analogy because most of my listeners are moms. If I'm feeling guilty because I'm not spending enough time with my kids, now I'm not saying that I am working my business. I'm saying if I'm completely consumed with my business or anything else, because there's a difference and I have very clear boundaries in place. But say you're, you know that you really need to spend some more time with the kids, or maybe one of your kids or all of them or whatever is going through a really tough time and they just need a little bit of mom support. And that's why you're feeling guilty. What actions can you take? I can tell you what I would do. I would start putting them on my calendar. Putting your kids on your calendar, I have women that'll feel guilty about that, saying I shouldn't have to give my kids a line item. No, giving your kids a line item is making them a priority. All right. So I hope that information helps you today. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. If you enjoyed this, make sure you click follow so you'll be updated when the new content comes out. And I just want to finish up, and I am going to kind of read this because it's really, really good. Here are my final thoughts. When you make a decision to stop feeling guilty and examine your why, you get to really start enjoying your life. Again, hit follow, drop some comments below. Let me know how I can support you. If there's something specific that you're feeling guilty of, I would love to walk you through it in the comments, and have a great day.